tall, so not the biggest barbarian, but I'm jacked.
To hair braids. Let's if we put it in two braids and then we wrapped it around and then we gave on the flowers sticking out. And then what if we did this? Oh,
May I have another drink, please?
Yes, you may, Candy Koso.
Put your hands up, it's better!
No. Syria, roll me a constitution, saving throw. Yes.
You, I'm gonna fight you.
He's sort of you guys know who I am, right?
Yeah. Goggles.
You're
Dr.
Mole?
Robot. Dr. Robot.
What do you do?
Take a moment to try to stop laughing.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing with the other one.
Why not? It worked again.
Hating on Batman.
And I don't hate Batman, for the record. I hate the fandom of Batman.
Oh, cool. Okay,
That's the
that's
issue.
way more people.
It is. It's a
Dang.
lot of, like, actual human beings.
Were you gonna
You need to rub this crap off your neck and not smell like me. Or I will fail. Just start rubbing his neck and just getting like
I am fairly certain it doesn't matter what I smell like at this point.
to a feline. You have wolf's piss on you.
I'm just gonna point at my feline eyes.
I have some time.
You've just tuned in. We had the brilliant idea while we were fishing at the Dark Moon Festival.
Oh, jeez.
To do a dungeon with fishing poles equipped. Because why not? And so we drank all of the alcohol in our bags, and we equipped our fishing poles and our aquatic pets, and we went to do a dungeon.
I feel like I need to put it up. So this was the end of our epic tale. What holds for next week as the heroes set sail? We may find more family, we may find where things start. All we know is to follow our heart. So our heroes set forth to pillage and to plunder in the magical continent of wonder. We have one more question. I hope to not blunder. Question for you, dear friends. Do you wonder? Thank you, guys. Indigo Connect. Oh, hello. Hi there, everybody. Welcome. It is Tuesday night. It is time for a little D&D, little Dungeons and Dragons. Can I get a yeet? Yeet! Yeet! That would have been terrible.
I'm sorry.
Hi, guys. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us for on Indigo Chameleon. We have a few announcements before we get started. Thank you, Wolfgren. We got a few announcements before we get started. You can hang out with us on the Discord. We are picking up new members every day. You can come and hang out with us and play our play-by-post. Wolfgren is the latest person to walk into the bar. He's got this mountain of a man that Remy is affectionately calling Benji. There's an inspiration channel. There's a meme channel. There is a updated schedule. And any schedule changes that happen will be on that Discord. Not only that, but there is also a shop that you can visit to buy the coolest Karma merchandise, including Karma shirts, Karma mugs, Karma shower curtains, and Karma prints. Everything that you purchase there on that shop it helps us keep the lights on. Not only that, we have an online store as well. Tonight's very special purchase in the online store is the Cheshire Reserve Maroon Cow. It is a very special drink. This particular item, when bought by a player, will allow them to roll 3 times on the Wild Magic table, and then
I can't buy anything.
and then choose to use the effect, whichever of the 3 they choose, on themselves or an enemy. So it is just wild magic on wild magic on wild magic.
Well,
if someone purchases this item, they can gift it to Indigo Chameleon to be used. Since she cannot purchase it herself. So don't worry. So it's a very cool item, and we're basing it after Macy, who has brought this lovely bottle that we have based the item off of. So. Oh no, it's already gone! Cheshire Reserve already got purchased!
There it goes.
It's crazy.
You like wild magic so much.
Oh my god,
I
like
don't
so much.
understand
It's like my
Yeah,
favorite.
It's your favorite thing.
And so, upcoming schedule for this week. Nothing going on Wednesday. However, Thursday we go back to the Lost Isle. It's our mixture of D&D and sci-fi, where we have this island that travels through time, and it also gets to be my love of historical fiction and mixes the two. And you may ask yourself, why does Billy mix D&D with historical fiction and time travel? Why? Because I can. So tune in on Thursday night. It's a lot of fun. A lot of D&D. Friday night, we go back to Neverland with an exciting adventure that we explore some of the wildlife that lives in Neverland, some of the cool animals, and we also find a tie-in to the one-shot that was just occurred, as we learn about some of these young animals that are running around Neverland and that may have escaped from somewhere else. Ah, there she goes. She gets it. So that's Friday night.
I've been very tired.
You have been very tired. Sunday night, we don't have anything going on, but stay tuned. There might be a homebrew and brew with you.
And you!
And also with you.
And you.
And then, which takes us right back around to Tuesday. Wonder.
It caught on my hair, and then I tried to catch
Reverse
it apart.
inspiration. Once upon a time.
Not just this one time.
In Wonderland. A couple of things happened worthy of note in the last episode. We encourage you to go watch that episode on Twitch and to catch up on some of the episodes that we have on YouTube. However, our very own Tweedleday was whisked away by Queen Mab for a very important errand that only she could help with. In her stead, there was dropped off a warrior the likes of which the team has never encountered before. A warrior of such great power and world renown, but he was not able to join us that week, so instead we got wine in hand. And an amazing warrior nonetheless, who joined the group in weakening Puck. Queen Mab had discovered that there was a way to weaken Puck's stranglehold on one of the names that he had, and doing so, he would this would not allow him to channel that particular aspect. The group traveled to a pocket dimension that Puck had stored away, that Queen Mab granted them access to. They worked together, and through cunning and strength and some very clever bug smashing, they were able to defeat an undead red dragon. Upon defeating the red dragon, they returned back to the Cheshire Club, where they smashed a bunch of tables and began to celebrate, some of them getting gold in the process, some of them acquiring some magic items in the process as well. That night, as the heroes began to go to sleep, Enwin found himself in an odd place, in an other world that it turns out Thoe has been traveling to. There was an altercation between Zoe and Enwin, and causing the two of them to decide, you know what, we need to talk about this, or we need to... They got so angry and so upset that Zoe and Enwin woke up. They decided to shake it off. However, no one thought to tell Grim that this was not the right place for him to be in. So Grim, I need you to go ahead and roll me a d20, please. And that's it. We're going to start this off with a bang.
8.
Grim, have you marked down a long rest
No.
in your... so how many hit points are you down?
52.
You're at 52 or you're
No,
down
I'm
52?
down 52. I'm 40 right now.
So I want you to be aware of something. When last we left you, Grim, it turns out that you were in this odd space that seemed familiar to you. It was the same vision that Puck had orchestrated for you way, way a long time ago. However, in this brand new space, you were able to suss out that you worked with law enforcement. And you have a partner. And you're serving with a pack. essentially. For the next 52 minutes, it plays out exactly how you think it would play out. The two of you ride around for the next 52 minutes and do your best to bring justice to this unruly world. You feel at peace, you feel at home, you feel connected to this individual at your side. His name is Diego. You and Diego spend the next bit of time.
First name or last name?
First name. You and Diego spend the next hour or so talking and helping people. After that bit of time passes, you continue to sleep away from this world. Okay?
Yeah.
That's all you need to know. Adventurers, what would you like to do? Most of you are sleeping at this point. Some of you sleeping the sleep of the drunk as you have rested and are recovering key points and spell slots and reuniting with loved ones. However, Thoe and Enwin, the two of you have awoken.
Just hitting the long rest button.
Oh, well, I can do that too. I don't want to talk first.
You don't have to talk at all.
Yeah.
I ain't your daddy. You don't have to approach each other at all.
Where is he sleeping? Because he wasn't sleeping anywhere near where she is, right?
Oh, gotcha. Let me fix that. Sorry about that. Apparently, I forgot to turn off subscriber-only chat.
Ooh.
Oh.
It's fixed now. Everybody watching, yes, you please feel free to chat along with us. Yes, thank you.
Hello, chat.
Hello, chat.
Check it.
So what do you guys do?
Okay, so when she went to sleep, I'm trying to remember where we were. Were we all together? Were we on the same basic vicinity?
I think we
Because
kind
like
of
when
just
she wakes up, would she see Enwin right there? Like they woke up.
Were you
at the same
sleeping
time?
in the same room?
No.
Then no.
Okay. So, but she knows it was him. So, because we're at an inn, that's what I couldn't remember.
Yes,
We're at an inn.
you're at the
Okay.
Cheshire. You're at the
Cheshire Club.
The Cheshire Club,
Yeah.
where you have rooms on the second floor.
Okay. I'm gonna wake up and go downstairs, but I'm not gonna go to his room
Sure. It's
or his roof.
It's fairly late here in the Cheshire Club. There are a few individuals smattered about the bar. One of them is Wine in Hand, who has yet to rest for the evening.
Oh no, I'm asleep. I'm just asleep at the bar.
So Wine in Hand is asleep at the bar, hand in hand. But occasionally, it's odd. You don't know if he's asleep because occasionally he will wake up out of a sound sleep, drink some of his drink, and then go back to like head in hand. Bo is awake. You notice that Stein is also still wandering about cleaning tables. And the small Aarakocra is wandering around as well.
So we've had a long rest. This is just like the wee small hours in the morning.
You have not had a long rest. You woke up after, during that hour was the first part, so you have not had a long rest.
Oh, got it. Okay. Well then, amend that. Oh gosh, she probably wouldn't go right back to sleep after that, though. She's really upset. Yeah, I'll go back down to the bar then. I'll try to get a long rest later.
Okay.
Famous words.
Okay.
Okay.
You go down to the bar. Like I said, Bo, the small blackbird Aarakocra is wandering around. You see Wine in Hand, who's got his hand in his fist. Stein is wandering around along with some other just random bar patrons that seem to be engaged in pleasant conversation.
Okay. All right. I'll order something at the bar, but probably not alcohol. Yeah, I don't know, water or a kind of watered down version of wine or something. Like
Sure,
that.
I think the best way to get everybody's attention at a bar late night is to wander in and order a water. I think it would gather everyone's attention for a second as everyone sort of turns and Bo sort of nods his head and asks if, hey, you okay?
No, but I'm not sure I want to talk about it right now. I'm just having trouble sleeping.
Want a glass of warm milk?
Sure.
Want
Thank
you want a chocolate chip cookie?
Yes, absolutely.
Are you offering?
No, not for you. For her. Yes, I'll get you a chocolate chip cookie.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, because if not, I was gonna have to share mine, and I'm not sure. I
No,
want to
no,
share.
no. If Bo gives you cookies for you,
Right,
I
I
got-
know, but I would have shared my chocolate chip cookie with you.
that's very nice of you.
I know.
Yes, there is a blackbird wandering in the dead of night.
Just for clarity.
Thank you. Bo spends a little bit of time back in the kitchen and comes back with a warm glass of milk. He brings you the milk and brings 2 cookies, one for you. They are warm, they are delicious. He sets them on a little plate, and one in front of wine in hand and one in front of you, Zoe.
You realize that now I want a chocolate chip cookie, like a lot.
Like-
I am very aware of who
Okay.
you are as a person,
Okay,
and I
got it.
apologize.
Tacos are good.
When Wine gets the cookie, he will actually just bow slightly to Bo.
Bo will bow back.
The whole thing,
Mm-hmm.
really?
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna savor it. You take little bites. You have a little bit of cookie, a little bit of milk. This is how we do. I suppose you're gonna chase the cookie with wine too, huh?
That would be ridiculous. And chase it with ale.
Yeah, that's
Well, that is just disgusting.
that's the move.
Your comment is noted, and you look like you've seen some stuff.
Yeah, but so do you. So
I don't actually need this to do my job.
oh, that?
I don't need the wine. I don't need the ale. It helps to put on an air of harmlessness, for lack of a better term. You don't actually need to be drunk to fight the way I do.
Okay.
I find that folks take me a little less seriously if they see me hitting the sauce.
Yeah, I found that I get underestimated a lot too. Either that or I.
Anybody in particular?
Oh no. I mean yes, but no. I think I really messed up. I didn't mean to, but I think I really did.
People you care about?
Yeah. I've been a little confused about what's real and what's not. And I think I finally figured it out, but at the expense of people I care about.
They still around?
Yes, I assume so.
And what's to stop you from making it right now?
I'm so sorry. Hang on just one second. When you say "I think so," what are you thinking?
I'm thinking that at this point, I don't know where.
Where
they
are
could
you?
be. Like I'm assuming he's on the
I
roof.
mean, if they let me on the roof. If not, I'm in a room.
He's on the roof.
Right.
You know this.
I know he's on the roof.
You go, I think he's on the... Oh, yeah, he's on the roof.
Oh gosh. Oh crud.
Hmm?
But Grim, do I know he's there too?
Yeah. Grim is in his room.
Oh no. Do I realize this? Do I realize what that means?
I don't know. Does Zoe... the wine in hand sparked you to go, like, I think he's... And as you look up and think about where Enwin is, Enwin is on the roof.
Has he explained how names work?
Has he?
I don't. He explained some of it, but we didn't ever. Like, we didn't talk it out. We just kind
I
of.
did at one point say that you could give me your names because I'd know if you were safe and I'd know
Okay.
where you were at.
Okay, so I guess she knows. Oh crud. Nope,
So
they're here.
wine in hand, you watch as Thoe takes a bit of an emotional journey sitting at the table with you. As she points up towards the ceiling and then stops and then looks down and then looks at, God, you know, and just seems to dart her eyes back and forth into space.
I think I really messed up.
So, the question becomes, how do we unmess it up?
I can physically mess it up, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But oh gosh. Oh, Enwin's gonna hate me.
If it's any consolation, I don't think he likes me very much either.
I mean, he's not really a people person.
No, he's a plant person.
Yeah.
He's not a people person. No, he's a plant person.
Well, I'm glad you're here. Because you don't hate me yet.
Though you've not given me a reason to hate you. You're very reliable when it comes to combat. And as far as I'm aware, you're a good person.
That's good. I will try not to set anything on fire around you, including you.
I would appreciate that.
You're welcome. Especially because you have a lot of this around you, and that's incredibly flammable.
Yes.
All right. Well,
trying to get some rest, though. I get a feeling we got a lot of heavy things heading our way.
I might, would I be aware of whether they're awake or not? Like,
No.
I'm aware of their location,
Proximity.
but not their
Location.
state of consciousness.
Correct.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go knock super, super softly on his door so as to not wake him if he's asleep.
Perception check at disadvantage, buddy.
2.
Yep. No.
Okay.
He does not stir. He does not.
I'm essentially doing the same thing on the roof. I'm gonna kind of peek up onto the roof.
You know, you're not quite sure where the Cheshire Club is. Not many people do. There is a roof, but we're still a little iffy on where exactly this roof is. If it is an extra dimensional space, if it is a room that has been magicked to look like outside with all of the things that accompany that. But you do head to that spot that you slept outside with, and when, you know, like, or there is a roof area. So there's a door that leads outside.
Okay, I'm gonna peek out there. Is he awake or asleep?
He's asleep.
He's asleep. Okay. Okay, I'm going back to my room. I'm just gonna try to sleep.
Okay.
I don't want to wake up.
All of you rest. Some of you a little bit more peacefully than others. You go through the night protected, and the Cheshire Club's protections are set in place so that no one accosts you or things of that sort. You awake the next morning. Each of you. Day has still not returned. The day has started, but Tweedleday has not returned. Wine in hand. It is odd.
Yes, I am.
You are. Mav's not back.
She said one job, Bo. She said one job.
She said one job, and you have fulfilled your obligation in that regard. So a part of you believes that, like, you are completely off the hook. You're free here to go, but she has not come back for you. There's no. It's almost as if she's like, cool. Well, you did the job. Like, you getting out of here is your responsibility.
All right. I will help Bo get the area set up. Least I can do for the day.
Yeah, you help. You set up the furniture. Bo once again has this endears him a little to you as you help him get the chair set up, and he as you're setting up chairs and tables and getting the food prepped, he goes, "So what's next?"
I don't know.
Do you talk to him?
I get ideas, but I don't talk to him, no.
Mandrake mentioned the other day that he talks to him.
Yeah.
You think it's true?
Huh?
You think it's true?
If it is, he's a lucky guy. I mean, I get my magic through him, you know? Well, by his grace. Or chaotic nature. Hard to tell sometimes. Anyway. what I know is from what Mandrake told me, he might be in trouble. So these guys may have the best shot at getting him.
I feel it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that come to the bar that say they feel it.
Yeah.
The connections aren't as strong. His voice is there, but it's quieter.
Yeah.
A seer came in last night.
Was this before or after I fell asleep?
After. She came in, she asked for a room.
Huh.
She's on the second floor. She creeps me out.
Seers tend to do that.
You're probably good for them.
I don't know if I'm necessarily good for anybody, except for a laugh.
No. I think out of everybody that I've ever met, these guys could use a laugh.
Stick around, see where the road takes me.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Bo, real quick, how much do I owe you for every bit of shenanigan I've done?
I'm going to add it to Mav's tab. It's easier that way.
Nice.
Yeah. I figured she hasn't come back to get you yet, so until you leave, it's still technically
On her tab. I
Correct.
like it.
breakfast.
Yes, please, thank you.
Yeah, Bo heads toward the back and begins to get things set up. And who were the first people downstairs?
I'm pretty sure Grim, after spending time with Diego and keeping that routine, that he is first up and ready with purpose.
Yeah.
And it is time to get it.
Yeah, after that time with Diego, you feel emboldened. You feel a little bit like pumped and jazzed. It was a great dream. You know what I mean? Like you had this amazing dream last night where you were in this other world and you were with this guy, and it's not uncommon to have like cool dreams, but man, afterwards, you're in it. You're in it to win it.
Oh, yeah.
Like Harvey, as you're getting ready and you're heading downstairs, goes, "Where were you last night?"
What do you mean, where was I?
For a brief period of time, you were not with me.
That's silly.
I know, you were always with me, but I felt your connection snap or break.
Oh, okay. There was this amazing moment where I was almost transcendent. I was also like beyond where we are now, and riding around in these things called cars with these lights.
Cars.
Yeah, there were. It was like a carriage, but it pulled itself, and there was lights upon the top, and we carried these things called sidearms, and we engaged in combat with foes that tried to hurt other people. It was amazing. Like, you don't understand the adrenaline rush that you get from doing something like this.
No, this is lovely. I'm sad that I missed you going down a rabbit hole.
Well, it's a little on the nose, or whiskers, or ears,
It's true. I hope to go with you next time.
Well, of course.
Of course.
We will do this together here.
Yes.
And damned if it all the dreams, but we will do this here, now.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, forward, onward.
Let's go. Let's waste no time.
Yeah. Grim, filled with purpose, heads downstairs and is grabbing food. What's everybody else's schedule look like this morning?
Well, I was going to ask if while they were cleaning up the bar, if I could have snuck down and just be sitting cross-legged on the bar with some tea.
Yes, absolutely. I think it's
cherry place right.
as you turn around, you're like, that chair is cattywampus, and sipping tea, and yes, you're just sitting at the bar. As purpose-driven as Grim is, he is no match for a man who sustains himself on tea alone. So yes, you are sitting at the bar already. Nix, what about you?
He comes down at a normal time, which is early for him.
Right.
Just grabs breakfast, preps for a long day.
All right. Give me a perception check as you make your way down the stairs. I will do perception or investigation as you
Investigation.
begin to
'cause
pass
that's
the...
a little big difference. 18. Investigation.
18 on investigation. There is as you walk past the rooms that you are set up with, leaving a sleeping Flint but in the bed, there is a waft of strange incense that comes forth from under one of the doors on the second floor. It's not a room that you think any of your friends are staying in, but the strange incense is one that you recognize when in casting and in certain rituals. And that's all you manage to catch. It's just a passing glance as you walk and join the group downstairs.
So I know which door it is.
You do, yeah. It's very easily marked. I will say that these doors are actually set up with cards. So it is the 6 of clubs.
Cool. I'll keep that in mind, but I'm going to get food.
Do with it as you will. Yes, you head downstairs and grab food. Thoe.
Yeah, I'm heading downstairs.
All right, downstairs. It's a tentative sort of thing. Enwin.
I'm actually going to stop at the tattoo shop and see if it's open yet.
So it's a little early in the morning. However, you do see Stein wandering around downstairs. He's having he's barely awake and doing one of those things where he's got his cup of coffee and he holds his coffee in an odd fashion. He holds the coffee so far away from him, but his eyes still do the glazed over thing. And it takes you a while to see why he's holding the coffee in such a manner. He has a particularly long one where he like leans forward and his nose just touches like the little thing of coffee, and it jolts him upright a little bit. And then he takes like a sip of the coffee, and then sure enough, this pattern just reasserts itself like over and over again of like Stein.
7.
Yeah, but he's downstairs.
Okay. I guess I will make my way over to him.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Yes. I'm mornings.
They're rough on us all.
Oh my God! I'm not a morning person. What's up? Grimm's friend, right?
Aye.
Aye. That's an odd name. That's fine.
It is indeed. When you have a moment and you're open upstairs, I'd like to get some ink.
Yes. He like takes the coffee and like smashes it on the ground. He's like, yes. You want a tattoo? Got it. Yeah. It's the birthday cake meme. It's like,
Give you a whole spinach ride.
What are you interested in getting?
I was paging through your book and I was thinking the Spirit Walker sigil.
Spirit Walker sigil. Excellent choice. I hate to ask this. Do you have the coin to get it?
I do.
You do?
Wouldn't ask if I didn't.
Well, you'd be surprised in a bar that has a place like this with, yeah. So, okay.
Point taken.
Yeah, so people are always asking for discounts and things of that sort, so, yeah. Okay, yeah, well, let me get some things running. Give me an hour to get things set up, and then, did you want any extras with that?
I believe 3D ink goes with that one, aye?
Aye.
All right. That's all I need.
Spirit Walker.
Indeed.
3D ink. All right. Yeah, give me some time.
All right.
He heads upstairs. This is a medium-sized tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
The intricacy is average, but the power is very high. So with the 3D ink, let me double-check. For those of you that don't know, if you log in the Discord, there is a tattoo shop called the Incognito. The Incognito has a list of all the tattoos that you are able to get. This particular tattoo causes you once per long rest. As a bonus action, you can activate the tattoo, causing your physical body to dissolve into a mist, ethereal mist. Till the end of your next turn, you may move through solid matter with ease. If you end your turn while still in solid matter, you immediately ejected to the nearest open space. If created with 3-dimensional ink, this ability can be used once per short or long rest. It's going to take a little bit of time to do this. This is setting aside a chunk of time for this. Yes.
I would see him talking to the tattoo artist?
I would think if you didn't pay attention to him talking to the tattoo artist, Stein taking his glass of coffee and just smashing it onto the ground and like smacking himself in the face, you would notice that as well.
So now I know that there's some time.
Yes.
Okay.
Where are you getting the tattoo?
On his chest, probably.
Right here.
Full
on the
facial
chest.
tattoo.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Full. I'm into it. This will account for the one large tattoo. create a small details to be chunks of 4 hours. Okay. Let's call it 8 hours.
Okay.
8 hours of work to get this, but can be broken up into a 4-hour short rest, 4-hour, or 4-hour come back the next day and get it completed. It is an odd. It's material. Do you have a design for it, of what you want it to look like?
I want to get the seed.
Got it. Just tattooed right on the chest. Where you place the seed in. Do you want any sort of ethereal lines coming out of it, or things of that sort? Just the seed. What color?
Probably a different shade of green.
Okay. Yes.
Green's and brown.
We'll go with
exactly 3 shades lighter.
Do you want darker or lighter than your skin?
Darker.
Darker. Darker shade of green, which is my favorite sequel to 50 Shades of Grey. So the darker shade of green, he can work with this, and you see Stein make his way upstairs and start getting his tools and whatever materials that he might need in order to get this tattooed. All right. Do you head down? Enwin is downstairs with everybody and just sort of like talks with Stein and.
Walk over, start eating. Reluctantly. I don't like it, but I do it.
Okay, fine, I'll go up to him. I need to give you something back. I didn't take it on purpose. I need to give you something back, but I don't know how. I know you're angry with me, and I know you probably don't want to talk to me, but somehow I have your name, and I didn't think I was going to have your name, and I need to figure out how to give it back to you. So if you can just speak to me long enough to let me give you your name back.
Do I have my name?
Can we hear
He
this?
does?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think she's trying to hide it. You're
No.
not trying to hide
No.
it.
Proceed to
Sure.
look at you and go,
I have my name, Zoe.
Then why do I know where you are?
Zoe,
I'm sort of in front of you.
you don't have Aaron. You don't have Enwin's name.
I misunderstood you.
you don't have
No, you didn't.
Enwin's name.
Okay.
You don't have Enwin's
Oh,
name.
crap. Okay.
And
Oh, crap.
there it goes.
There it is.
Okay. Oh, crud.
You're going to need to have a different conversation.
Well, she would have started out with that because she wouldn't have understood, right?
Right. She would have started out with that. That's the natural
Okay.
aspect. But as he says this, I would say that this realization hits you. This didn't start with you going to Enwin and saying, Enwin, can I have your name? Or taking Enwin's name. This started with
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Okay.
This is the loop. I am here.
Are you alright?
No. I'm not.
Well, that's the
But
first
I
time
guess-
you've admitted it. What's wrong?
I guess I don't have your name. I have his name. But because he is you or he is not you, but he is part of you or he was you or something else, I don't know. I know where he is, but
Zoe,
he is where you
Zoe.
are.
Take a deep breath. Close enough.
As she does, there's a little...
Bo, can we get some tea for the...
Yeah, there's definitely
something chamomile-y.
I think the tea's already been spilled, but I'll get us some more tea.
Thank you.
Let's try this. Zoe, can I have his name?
Yes.
You have to say it.
You can have...
You have to say it to me.
I know. Give me a second.
That's fine.
There's been a lot that's happened over the very small amount of time. He's not real. He's not real. He's not real. You can have Aaron's name.
Do you take it? Great. There's a little snap of magic. Well, hello, stranger.
Oh no.
I knew.
Oh no.
Guess where I'm living rent-free. You no longer know if he's in the room. You see him in the room, it's fine, but that magical sense is gone.
I've got it. fine. Should probably eat.
I'm sorry.
Hey, not to intrude, but what
Yeah.
I would also
you can
like to
take the names that we were given that weren't our names. That
I didn't
you
know
have
that.
names that aren't
I
your
was
names?
just. It was just supposed to be so that I could show them because it was real. It's not real. I know it's not real now, but I thought it was. I was sure it was, and all I needed to do was to be able to show him, and it was just like borrowing.
But
It
how
wasn't
can you
taking
get-
a name.
those names if they're not our names.
I don't know.
Also, since when can you take names?
I don't know. He all I had to do was hear the name Aaron from him, and then I could show him the other place. And oh God, Grim.
She goes,
He's right here.
"Oh God, Grim. The small black Aarakocra that's walking around is a little closer to the ground than everybody else. She's just small. And she is carrying some drinks out and boom, hits the
Whoop.
ground hard,
Man down.
dropping the tray. The glasses shatter on the ground. As they do, Bo stands up and looks at all of you and says, "Guys, I feel kind of," and his head smacks down upon the bar as well, cracking the bar in half.
Mage armor.
Yeah.
Is so with this loud crash.
Crash.
Grim's running over to where the Aarakocra fell.
Okay.
And he's grabbing what his shoulder, what it looks like. I'm sure to everybody else. And he's
Yeah.
like, "We have an Aarakocra down," and he's like describing the scene.
Got it.
and
Yeah.
Just everything. He's like, "Create space, create space." He's like trying to get everyone to back up.
There is a thin layer of smoke on the bottom, on the ground. As you get close and you lean down, I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw, please. Thin layer of smoke on the ground. As you kneel down and pick up this Aarakocra, you're like, "Hey, okay, we need a perimeter. I've got a 10, 20, 18, and you manage to shake off whatever sort of smoke is billowing out from an
Do
unknown
we
source.
see it on the?
As you look down, sure enough, without making a perception check, yes, you see this thin layer of smoke, and you immediately smell the incense. Yes,
I have a question about fog cloud.
please.
So fog. Am I creating fog?
You are creating fog. You are creating a foggy cloud.
Okay, so a fog cloud would displace other air in the area.
Hypothetically, yes.
I'm gonna cast fog cloud below me to push the air out.
All right, everybody joins together at the same sort of table. I imagine you guys all sort of scrunch together at this point. Yes?
I
No?
have to breathe.
Yeah, you don't have to breathe, so this isn't affecting you. Give me an intelligence check.
7.
7. Yep, everything's fine. You don't have to breathe.
So this smells like what was coming from the door.
Correct. The incense that was coming out. You cast fog cloud, and it's a brilliant use of the spell as you cast fog, and that fog displaces for a bit. Everyone's vision gets obscured as this fog rises up, and Mandrake goes, "I think I have an idea." This fog displaces itself. As it does, everybody give me perception checks. I'm looking for anything above a 15 right now.
I suck at perception.
That's a
19.
Substitute investigation for
That's a
perception.
19 then.
19, 18.
12.
19, 12.
19
Wine in
investigation.
hand, and Grim, you guys are a little distracted by the situation that's happening. With the perception check, you all sense the footsteps coming down the stairs. Okay? They're coming down from the second floor, and it's tiny footsteps. Yes.
Is it possible to roll at an advantage considering coming from the dream of being like constantly aware of everything?
I will give you one of these. I will give you one of these coming out of the dream state. You can roll this, but that's it. You're done until you go back. If you go back. You feel your senses heightened. You feel everything pumped up and ready to go. There we go.
This
All right.
is going to be a 24.
Tiny footsteps. Tiny footsteps coming down these stairs. They all sense the footsteps with the investigation. You start looking and you see that the clouds something that they miss is they pay attention to the footsteps. The cloud gets slowly displaced. Like you're looking down at the fog cloud. The fog cloud and the little cloud of smoke get slowly displaced with every footstep that walks down these stairs. This is a small creature or a child coming down these steps. Right now, everyone's vision is obscured. I need everybody to go ahead and roll initiative for me.
Oh boy.
Great.
All right, 20 to 25. No, 20 to 15.
19.
Both of you roll off, or
You
just
go
concede.
first.
Grim is going first, followed by Enwin.
Straight D20 is a 16.
Enwin has
Same.
conceded his turn to you.
Okay.
That is your turn. 15 to 10.
Establishment.
10 to 5.
I'm sorry.
10.
10.
6.
Okay.
I guess.
Wine in hand.
Oh, we got 6
I'll
of
just go
both of us?
last.
Who's going first?
You can go first.
You want me to go first? Okay.
Wine in hand, followed by Mandrake, followed by Foe, followed by Nyx. Okay? Fall Cloud. Up and running. Grim, what would you like to do?
And
This
we're
is
all-
after you've heard all of this.
We're all together.
You're all together, sitting at a small table. Bo, the Warforged, has fallen forward. The small Aarakocra, you're cradling the body of this small...
The Aarakocra and the Warforged, would they be close enough together?
They were not.
No,
Okay.
we're on one side of the bar and he's behind it.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna look over next to Mike here, like, watch her, and Grim's just
Nyx, do
gonna...
you take her? He passes along the body of this small, like, he's like, here, take her.
I guess.
Yep, okay. Yep.
Yeah, Grim's gonna grab his Vorpal sword and his shield, and he's just gonna start like stealthily walking like towards where the sound's coming from.
Okay. You walk over towards stairs. What is the fog cloud obscure? Like it just obscures.
It is a 20-foot radius sphere of fog centered on a point within range.
All right. You centered it on yourself,
And it's
correct?
heavily obscured. I did.
Right.
I centered it under.
You get 20 feet in,
Okay.
and it's still pretty dense. You take those last 10 feet because you got more movement than that.
45 walk speed.
You got 45, so you take an extra. After you make it out of that 20, you take another 25 feet and you go towards the stairs. Sure enough, a small blonde-haired girl is walking down the stairs. She's wearing what looks to be a overalls, like Oshkosh Bagosh,
Sure.
or something along those lines. She's barefoot. Her feet are covered in mud and dirt and things of that sort. She's walking down the stairs. Where her eyes once were are just black, endless pools. And as she walks down the stairs, she is holding a censer, like a religious thing that you know, and it is leaking this fog, this incense out of it as she begins to walk down the stairs. She's not paying any attention to who you are at the moment.
So I put my hand up like, man, please halt, stop.
All right, you put
Stop
your
where you
hand
are.
up. She has not reached it yet, but that's what you see as you make your way out of the fog cloud. Enwin.
I'm gonna hold an Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Until she does something hostile.
Okay, so you're just going to hold an Eldritch Blast until you perceive something to be hostile coming towards you. You're going to stay in the cloud.
Until she does something hostile, not necessarily towards me.
Okay,
towards
you
Abby
don't
and-
see her yet.
Yep,
So
I'm
so
aware.
you're in a little cloud, but until someone does something hostile, she or an unknown creature does something hostile. Wine in hand.
I see Grim, and the last time I saw Grim go off on his own, things got really weird, so I'm following behind him.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you walk out. You put you about 10 feet out. You would see Grim holding his hand.
I got 40 feet. I can be
Yeah.
right behind him.
You're right behind him. You see him holding his hand and being like, "Halt! Stop! Please don't move any closer." To this small girl that is walking down the stairs.
I don't suppose you're the seer who came in last night?
Okay. Do you do anything else?
I have my spear like low into the side,
Low and to the side.
but I'm not looking threatening. I'm just like, okay, are
Okay.
you the seer who came in last night? 'Cause-
Yeah, it's said with a question mark.
yeah.
Mandrake.
I'm standing next to Nyx, who's holding the Aarakocra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nyx is like, what do I do? I'm not trained for this. What do I do?
I'm going to say.
Is there a manager?
I'm gonna say put her down. I'm going to reach into my bag of Everything is Awesome and put bricks around her.
Okay.
Because then Nyx will have free hands.
Okay.
To act.
She is covered in Legos.
Obscured by the fog.
All right. Obscured by the fog.
Which means they should do damage.
Okay.
Should, right?
They should.
Not to Aarakocra.
Now,
Not the Aarakocra.
now, here's the deal. You
Right.
go put her down, and you just start sprinkling Legos where you think he put her down at.
Okay. I'm standing next to him, but
Yeah.
so I would just spread them down in front of.
Done. All right. That's your turn.
Because that's.
I better not be surrounded.
Speaking's
by
free
Legos,
action.
'cause
Legos
Action.
would be action.
Stuff in here, so
And bonus action, I will do. Wait, what can I? I'm going to hide in the fog.
All right. Hide in the fog. Thoe.
I'm pulling out my ghost lantern.
Okay.
Just on my side.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say in the direction because I heard her walking down the steps, but I haven't seen her. No, I see her.
You do not see her.
I don't see her. Okay. So
The fog cloud is still there. You can choose to step forward if you would like out
I
of
will
the
step
fog.
forward.
Yeah, your movement speed as you come out of the fog cloud, you see Grim and wine in hand. Grim hand up, wine in hand with shield with spear at his side, and a small blonde-haired girl walking down the stairs, her feet covered in mud.
Did you do this?
Okay. Next.
All right, so I am not holding an Aarakocra.
You are not holding an Aarakocra.
Cool.
Please
I
take it
will-
out of your inventory.
Darn. I'm going to also go that direction.
Okay.
And then I see the girl, right?
Yep.
Can I tell if she's the one causing the...
Give me an Arcana check.
Arcana, okay.
You're trying to figure out
That's
what...
16.
You start looking at her and looking at the sensors that she's holding that seems to be echoing, billowing out to this incense in this fog.
Cool. I'm going to cast Banishment.
Okay. What is the save on banishment?
Charisma 17.
She does not pass, and she's immediately gone.
Popping sound?
Pop. From this place.
Cool.
The fog, after a bit of time, begins to dissipate. With a bit of time, you just hold the fog cloud there, and it begins to curl around corners until it is gone as well. With that, Bo gets up, and after a bit of time, and so does the Aarakocra, who gets up from this space, and...
He's trapped in the box.
Yeah.
We need to set up a perimeter.
What?
We'd be looking for this person of high interest.
We've
I
been
can-
around
Don't worry,
enough. We've been around enough to know what this pop means at this point.
This person
Gone.
did not belong on this particular
Right,
plane.
but we would recognize it even if we didn't see him cast banishment that he has banished her.
Yes.
Okay. Nyx.
Or someone banished someone.
Yes.
We don't even know who it was.
I
Okay,
have an idea as to who it
and
might have been.
The problem is...
This was a child.
Yes, and if we were to stay here, and that would have gotten us all to fall asleep, would that have been good?
Child making us fall asleep.
Bo,
All right. I'm
the
gonna
seer-
go up to...
Hang on.
the seer who came in last night, what do they look like?
Little human, blonde hair, paid in platinum.
High roller. Muddy feet?
Yeah.
I mean, you've got some time if you want me to bring her back. I just really didn't...
That
Like
minute
the
is
idea.
starting to...
Yes, please.
that minute is starting to wane.
Oh.
Were you heading upstairs to the second
I
floor?
was going to until he was talking about...
Yes,
Do you
please
want-
bring her back.
You guys want to prep?
Did they return to the same spot?
Yes.
Think Grim's gonna ready his sword?
Sword out.
Oh, but I can't banish her.
And just like
Sword out.
no spear on top of this sword.
Spear on top of the
Easy,
sword.
buddy.
Back.
Dagger out.
Back. I drop it.
Okay. Yeah, you drop the spell, and she does not return.
Well. Oh well.
Gosh darn golly
Like
gee.
just like stare at the empty spot. Just
Now I'm going up to Six of Clubs door.
Okay. Nyx leaves the room. Doesn't say anything to everybody, or do you let them know that you're going up to examine?
I'm gonna go check where she was staying. I say.
Yep.
okay.
Bo doesn't have a
The
problem
door
with
is
that.
open.
I'm gonna send a field with him.
As the field goes up, lands on Nyx's shoulder. Anybody else going into the room?
Other shoulder. I've already got.
You guys watch
Occupied.
as the little mechanical,
Separate. Shoulder, please.
gives a little, Pascal. Yeah, Pascal. Yeah,
Karma.
Karma.
Pascal.
Karma goes. Field moves over to the other shoulder. Anybody going with him?
Do you want company?
I don't care. I mean,
Okay.
if you want to help figure out what was going on.
Then I will go with him.
I will try to figure out what's going on with this one.
All right, so you go talk to
Good
him.
luck.
Anybody that goes up to the stairs, the door is slightly ajar as Nyx walks forward and pushes it open. And when you see this, Thoe, you do as well, since you are right behind. And Mandrake, you have decided to stay below. Are you off to do with the thing that we talked about?
I want to take a minute with Grim and wine in hand, and then yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So you are still downstairs as you push open the door. This room, floor to ceiling, all of the furniture has been pushed against the wall. The bed has been stood up vertically. There is a small dresser or chest of drawers that has also been pushed so that the furniture in the room takes up as little space as possible. Some of the warmer decorations that are in each of the rooms, small rugs on the floor for when the floor gets cold and things of that sort, have also been pushed to the small corner, covering the floor, covering the ceiling, and covering all of the walls that you can see is script, is writing. As each of you look at these different bits of writing, you see that it's written in multiple languages. It's written multiple times. A accounting of a ceremony.
From Common Dorvish Elvish, can I figure out if it's all the same or if it's different for each language?
It is this. Give me an investigation check.
Okay.
And I can compare
That
notes with him.
is bad.
Give
That's
me an
a
investigation check.
12.
12? Give him an advantage. You're assisting
Yeah.
him.
Oh, cool.
All right. Stowe begins
Because I've
to
also
look at
got
these.
Better.
Druidic
Okay,
primordial
that's 15.
Okay. So here's where it gets wonky. I would say with a 15, you start comparing and start looking. Essentially, this is what it breaks down to. It talks about the eclipse, which you know is coming up in 20-odd days.
Yes.
And it talks about... What?
25.
20. Oh, I thought we were 27.
Long rest. No,
Here we are.
25.
Okay. Sorry.
25. It talks about the Ascension. The Ascension is a ceremony that is done. Now, as you start comparing this to different languages, not every language is going to have words that fit every other language, okay? When you read it in Common, it talks about the Ascension. Where it gets wonky is when you start reading this in Celestial, Infernal, and does anybody speak Celestial or Infernal? No. What are our
Primordial,
languages?
Sylvan,
I'm
Druidic.
gonna take 10 minutes to cast Comprehend Languages,
Okay.
and then I'll read it.
The word ascension, it gets iffy in different languages. The word changes. In a couple of the different languages, it doesn't say ascension, it says rebirth, or what is translated to rebirth as you cast this spell. In Primordial, it's not rebirth, it's you interpret it as re-beginning. Not rebirth. It's not an ascension. It's not a change. It's a rebirth, restart.
And what does it say is being restarted?
Whoever completes the ceremony, whoever completes the ascension and goes through the process of the ascension, on it is located spell components, and the spell components listed are aspects of or the gods themselves. Cheshire, the Mad Hatter, the White Knight, the Queen of Hearts, the Caterpillar. Taking those particular aspects and using it to ascend to a level of godhood. But being very specific with these parts needed to complete this ceremony. It's written over and over again.
You want to get everyone else?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll run downstairs.
While this conversation was happening and while you guys were analyzing the text that was there, Wine in Hand and Grim and Mandrake are there. And when you are, I think catatonic, like you are...
Oh no, I just sent her. I'm not looking.
You're not looking.
No, we're connected telekinetically, so she can let me know what's going on, but I'm not watching.
Telepathically?
Or yeah, that's the one.
No, she can lift him up with just her owly brain.
She picks him up and points his face in that direction.
Just like my favorite, just like my favorite song, she lifts you up. So she relays this information to you. It's hard because she's sending information to you telepathically, but for her, I don't know if she's going to have the level of comprehension. It's almost like you're catching brief images, picture in picture, of this conversation that's happening down here, with also these picture-in-picture images, and you're having to analyze and see through her eyes these images while you participate in a conversation down below. Not to say that he can't have this sort of computing power, but it's going to be weird.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah?
Just lean on the spear. You are very different from the last time you fought.
What do you mean very different?
I mean, last time you weren't disciplined.
Okay, first of all,
Yes.
I've always been disciplined in my fighting.
Your approach to this situation was very different.
I would agree. I've seen you run at things swinging a sword. Why were you clutching your shoulder?
What do you mean clutching my shoulder?
When you ran forward, you clutched your shoulder and spoke.
Yeah, you kind of like leaned into your shoulder and said something.
It must be. It's nothing.
Harvey?
It's nothing. It doesn't make sense, and it.
Well, if it doesn't make sense, then we can try to help you make sense of it.
Well, it's more of an impression.
Oh, like me trying to make an impression of a bugbear, and a lot more fake fur for that.
You know when you have a dream that's very vivid, or you experience something that's very vivid, and when you come out of it, and you come to.
And when you know exactly what he's teaching.
Uh-huh.
It seems real, but it's not. It's not real.
Mm. It seems to have affected you rather profoundly.
But nobody was hurt, and everybody was calm.
Which was weird. But yes.
So we're fine. So I'm fine. And this
All right, Thoey.
needs not to
She
happen.
said, "Oh my God."
She did say, "Oh
Grim.
my God, Grim." Ooh.
That has nothing to do with me, and we know there's more than one, so why are these...
It does, though.
It means nothing.
Do you still have my ring? Or hers, I should say.
How would you even know that?
Because we had the same dream.
Man, the wrong place.
You wanted to go stare at the walls after you bashed someone.
You may have been there, and that may be a very lucky guess.
When your partner, Diego, put his head in the room and asked if you would go with him, and then you were like, sure, because he had the uniform on. Is that a lucky guess too? Why don't you tell me your name right now?
Mine. You know mine.
I do, but I just want to hear it.
I don't need to prove it, because I know where I am right now.
Mandrake's arm disappears.
That's new?
He wasn't using it, it's fine.
That seems more of curious.
The like
nature.
real arm or the smoke arm?
The smoke arm.
Okay.
We will come back to this.
Mandrake, you take 8 points of necrotic damage from the smoke arm disappearing completely, leaving you shaken to your core as a part of you has been removed. You watch as a darkness attaches to the stump that was on his arm, and it begins to bleed a tiny bit.
Grim's just gonna run over, just try to keep the bleeding from bleeding.
Keep the bleeding from bleeding.
Do you want me to fix?
Wrap it.
I'd like to.
Yes, please.
Cool. Hand on shoulder.
Nothing.
I don't get I don't get to fire up a spell. Oh.
You go to commune with Cheshire like you have done 1,000 times before. You outstretch a hand toward his arm, and you go, it's as easy as cure wounds, and nothing.
Like
I'm gonna look at him and say, what do my eyes look like?
Humanoid
they're
eyes.
human eyes. They just, those are not what you woke up with.
He's gone. Or at least
You
cut
wanna run
off.
you want to run that by me one more time?
Your magic comes from Cheshire.
Yes.
My connection to the gods is Cheshire. And this hat. He said he was getting weaker. Great. We need to get everyone back together. We need to...
With a bit of time, as you guys are sort of reeling and you look down and your hand is just gone from this spot, you all come down to see, wine in hand, sort of nervously pacing the space.
Yep.
Mandrake, his eyes have gone back to humanoid look. His smoky arm that once was here is no longer there, and it is gone. Yeah.
What happened?
Cheshire's gone. Or at least too weak to affect us anymore.
Well, what was up in the room seems to have something to do with that, maybe. Can I just, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I would have stayed in the room while she got them to make sure.
Yeah, you're
I'm
studying the
still reading,
space.
yeah.
You're studying the space. Nyx isn't there, so you lead everyone back upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Nyx. You are drawn out of your reverie to see wine in hand, your new friend, who's just sort of
Like
going.
I'm just like thaumaturgy.
Nothing. Your connection to Cheshire. Normally, like you're able to channel it, but Cheshire ain't here. Cheshire's gone. That connection is just not. There's a break. There's an interrupt. Like something's gone. His arm is gone. His smoky arm that was granted to him by the caterpillar is gone.
That was the caterpillar, that wasn't Cheshire. Oh, crud. Does mine work? I try a spell.
Why don't you try blood on me?
Still reading stuff.
Crud.
I can't fix that.
Druidcraft.
Your magic is derived from the energy of the earth. It is not
Got it,
religious and divine in nature.
I see that her magic works, and hold up my bloody stump.
Could you please
I
fix
try
the
healing
thing?
him.
Yep.
It's going to be a cure wounds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now
But
I'm
you
a
get a
guy
level
with a
1.
pointy stick.
You don't have a healing cantrip?
No.
Oh, I thought you did. I'm sorry.
No, there are no healing cantrips.
Oh, sorry.
There is only Zool.
It'd be great if there were.
You guys are upstairs, and there is a feeling of dread of lost.
8 plus 3 though, not 11.
Yeah.
Okay. You are healed for 11 points, and it stops the bleeding on your arm. You are currently stabilized. You're not.
Right. We have to do something. I've been saying it for weeks that we have to do something.
Do we even know where they are?
We have no idea.
They're in the Red Keep.
Somewhere.
No, we talked about this, right? We talked about that No, we.
You didn't talk about it with wine in hand.
Oh! We need to find the king. The sleeping king. Everything is leading us to the sleeping king. That's where the answers are. I'm almost sure of it. We need to go into the Red Keep.
Why?
And I think we need to go right now.
Okay. Real quick. All of this, and I'll start explaining.
You're sure. You share everything. This is the great part about D&D. All that stuff I said, you remembered it. You acknowledge it. The ascension, the change, the rebirth, the beginning, and things of that sort. If anybody wants to try to figure out something from this information, or you just want to store it away, I imagine that you acknowledge this, but some of you are probably a little distracted at the moment. Now that you are upstairs and you are looking at this through your own eyes, it makes a little bit more sense and it connects for you.
Mandrake's gonna go down into the case. He's just gonna take off his pendant, hold it, walk down into the case, and is anything ready?
What in particular? Some of the healing potions are probably, they're not quite effective. Oh, good God, what happened to your arm?
Cheshire's gone. I mean, that happened a while ago.
Yes, of course, but I thought you had the smoky thing. Chester's gone.
Or at least cut off for 2 weeks.
Have you tried talking to him?
I haven't.
So why don't
I'll
you...
grab the pendant, squeeze it hard enough that a little bit of blood hits it. With
Oh,
my
God,
good
no,
hand.
darling, no. Stop, no. Pray. You are so used to speaking in the concrete. No, pray, commune. How do you commune with Chacha when you're not speaking to him?
Mandrake he'll just nod his head, walk out of the case, walk up to the roof.
Mandrake walks out. As he does, he sort of walks past everyone and heads up toward the roof is. Following?
And he'll sit cross-legged under the stars and just sip tea.
Sure.
I am going to try to talk to Cheshire.
Okay.
Thinking of thinking back to every prank I've ever pulled on Bo or anybody else in the tavern just to start. Every bit of chaos I did for the sake of fun.
For the sake of fun. And as these two head to the roof.
Do any of these papers look familiar? Anything they're talking about, does it look familiar to me?
The papers? Like any of the drawings along the walls and these are painted into the walls themselves. They're not.
Okay.
That was a miscommunication on my part. It's not papers. It's like she's carved into the wall or written in the wall. Give me a history check as you are.
Seers aren't always stable.
I'm gonna burn that inspiration.
Burn that inspiration.
9.
None of them look familiar, particularly familiar.
I'm going up with them.
Okay.
I don't know if this is going to work at all.
Okay.
But I'm going to try it.
Okay.
I'm going to try scrying on the caterpillar.
Okay.
I mean, you have met him. You do know him rather well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tell me about scrying.
You can see and hear a particular creature you choose that is on the same plane of existence as you.
You are unable to connect to the caterpillar.
Okay.
I think you would know that before you cast the spell.
Okay.
You go up to the roof. As you are sitting there, Grim, do you follow? Do you stay down? Are you still trying to process?
I'm still trying to figure it all out.
Still trying to process.
So it's just you and I in that room?
Yeah.
I haven't left.
And Nick
I'm still looking.
Still looking. As wine in hand begins to pray, his communion is different from yours, where you sit and you have tea and you sort of concentrate. Think out. Yeah, and flip upside down, looking for things from a new perspective, as you do in chaos. Instead, you pray in the only way that you've ever known to, by spreading the good word. You revel in pranks that you've pulled in the past and things of that sort. And as you begin to spend time doing this, give me, both of you, percentile dice, please.
I was one off from the answer to life, the universe, and everything.
What was it?
41.
Okay.
68.
Oh.
I rolled.
Everyone's just run off today.
It's hard. You're not getting a connection with him. You're flipping around, but you're so, the pain in your arm is throbbing. Wine in hand. I shit you not. I rolled a 42. I needed you to roll under. As for the first time in your many years, the form of Cheshire appears in front of you. Translucent. Bits of his body parts not there and then suddenly there. He is able to maintain this floating face in the air. A tail that floats behind him. Well, if it isn't my favorite son. Don't tell the other one I said that. How are you, Wine in Hand?
Concerned?
Shh. There's no reason to be concerned. I'm fine.
I can't.
No, that's not true. I'm dying.
Yeah. So.
There's something wrong. I'm not sure I like dying.
I'm not a fan either.
I hate it.
Good feeling.
I don't have much long for this world. But I am so proud of you for the shaking things up. For the status quo that you took and broke upon your knee and bent to my will, to your will. We need more of that. And they took my beloved as well. Something's wrong. They're breaking things. They're breaking lots of things. And I am just another broken teacup.
It'll take more than a broken teacup to stop you.
It will. It will. I don't have much to give to you.
I don't need much.
You don't, do you?
Just need to know where you are and what I can do to help.
I am in the Red Keep, and I will grant a part of myself to you. The last part of me. That'll show them. And the head will begin to fade in the space. Your cleric powers are restored, as within you beats the last remnants of the Cheshire Cat. You come out of this trance, this prayer, and as you look over towards where he is, you sense Cheshire's presence because you're so used to it at this time. And as you glance over in his direction, you see that Cheshire is here, but he's manifesting in a different way.
Right.
Subconsciously, a massive lopsided grin on Wine in Hand's face.
He tell you he was you were his favorite?
Why would he lie like that?
I mean, you've spoken to him now, so I think you know.
Of course he did. He's dying. We need to get to him. All of them. Quick.
I know. Did he tell you where he was?
The keep. That's all he was able.
Then we have preparations to make.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
We haven't done this in a while. Let's take a quick intermission right here. Let's go get some drinks. Let's go get some food, and we will be right back after you finish this.
No, we can do it when you come back.
No. Tell me.
Oh, I was gonna say that I have something I have to do. And
Do
then
you ask for company?
I tell Wine in Hand he can come.
He says, I have to do something. I have to run an errand.
Great.
All right. We're going to take our intermission. We're going to pick up where you are right
Okay.
after. We're going to actually pick up with these three, and then we'll pick up where you are. Okay?
Okay.
We're taking a quick intermission. We'll be right back, gang. Hey, gang. Sorry about that. We're just dealing with some craziness here. But yes, thank you so much for sticking with us. Is part of that craziness is a Mandrake who feels abandoned by his Cheshire, just going, fine, I'll worship a new Cheshire. A new grayer Cheshire. Yeah. Yes, hello, Siobhan Knuckle. So, yes, Siobhan Knuckle, this is a kitty cat. This is Thistle, a cat little baby. Yes. Please do not Lion King any of the cats that you find in this house. So, while this conversation is going on about the importance of rescuing Cheshire and heading to the Red Keep, we cut to another scene with Nyx and Grim and Enwyn all in this space with the Ascension notes written all over the wall.
Can I ask one question before?
Absolutely. Ask more than one question.
So, in this dream that I had,
Yeah?
It was 52 minutes.
52 minutes.
Do I have any previous knowledge up till that point? Or, like, was there anything familiar? Like, I know that Diego has been my homie since way back.
Way back in the day.
Okay, so everything
and dreams
was,
are like that. I mean, like people that, oh yeah, no, this relationship totally makes sense, even though you may never have met them before in your entire life.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
So, back to you giving me that name.
You're not
just tell me your name.
mine.
Aye.
You've known my name since we began this. I don't need to give it to you.
You don't have to give it to me, but you do have to tell me. You see, Nyx, Thoe has pulled this one and myself back into that place.
Hux.
Great. This was real.
It wasn't. It felt real, but you know better, don't you?
The feelings that you have, the impressions, what you've gone through with people, that's what makes things real. I can tell you dates and things we had done and places we had been. That makes it real.
So then what are we? If that's real, then what are we?
This is also real. This is a different type of real. This is real as well.
That's not how it works, and you know it.
This is how it's working.
Nyx, are you still studying or are you listening in on this conversation?
I'm listening in.
Yeah, we're very loud about it. It's fine.
Sorry.
Are you here after you tried to scry? Would you have left and gone back downstairs?
I would have gone back to where the group was. 'Cause we
Okay.
need to make
Two
plans.
members of the group are upstairs on the roof with you, and the other three are in a room with all the words written on it. So,
Oh, okay.
so when you say, "Hey, I'd go back to the group,"
Oh,
two people
right.
of the group are on
Two
the
people
roof
are
with
still in
you.
the- who's still in the room?
In that room is Enwyn, Grim, and Nyx.
Not the room with all the stuff on the walls.
Yes,
The
that's where we're
okay.
all at.
Got it. Yeah, the majority of the group because we need a plan to
Okay.
go and take care of
So,
this.
Thoe, you come in downstairs as and enter this room as Enwyn turns to Grim and says, "That world isn't real." So you catch the last little bit of that sentence of like, as you walk into the room.
I know how real it feels. It is real when you're there.
But you don't know what this feels like. You don't know what brotherhood, sacrifice feels like.
I don't know what sacrifice
You
feels like.
don't know what sacrifice feels like. You play this idea of you think, but you have not been where I've been.
No.
You haven't been where you've been.
I have been where I've been. You are so quick to tell me I haven't been there. You haven't been there.
Oh, I was there.
He has been there. I know how this feels. Thanks to you and no thanks to you. I know it's not real. But I know how it feels.
We don't have time for this. Give me your name. Graham.
My name's not Graham, and you know it.
I'm gonna take Graham's name.
He'd be taking it from me though, right? Don't I have it?
Oh no.
Oh God.
Do you?
Hold on. If I have Grimm's name, I can't try. I would know that I can't take it from him.
Yep.
I think.
Grim is, I think, the only one that you might still have. But if you're taking
Actually,
Grim,
no, because after the tattoo,
Yep.
I didn't have anybody's.
Yep. You're taking Grim's.
Yep.
Okay. Grim, what is this? What is the save?
19. Wisdom of 19.
Wisdom save of 19, buddy.
Do I know what's about to happen? Like
You have no idea.
I just know that he's getting
He
real
outstretches a hand and he says, "Give me your name."
So it's a what of what again?
A wisdom save of 19.
Got it. How would I get wrapped? It's all math based.
I would like it wrapped in 6 points of psychic damage, please.
Boom, sharp pain, back of the head.
Got it.
Best part is that you don't remember.
A knife just like
And that's what it feels like.
6 points of damage.
Got it.
You don't remember anything that just happened.
I don't remember. Oh,
Like as far as like the conversation. And
You were arguing with him, and then all of a sudden he outstretched a hand towards you, and he just looked stupid.
So he took
Nope.
Grim?
He took Grim's name. Grim's name.
Grim's name from him.
Yep.
Okay, got it.
But
And I don't remember that exchange. That
Edwin
exchange
goes,
was out of my memory.
"Nope, you all remember the
Okay,
person
got
he
it.
just did it to. He outstretched a hand. There was an ah, and all you remember is him stretching a hand towards you, and then he just looks silly because
Right.
Edwin just has his hand up. It looks like he's going like.
It's because you have it.
Not on purpose.
I'm aware.
Why would it help you to have his name, the
Because
other name?
Maybe he could wake up. If he had it, it would have made sense.
Can I just give it back to him?
with all this, do I know that what's going down?
You have no idea what their piece.
Still nothing?
I mean,
with,
they're not using any pronoun. It's just like, do you have it? Does he still have it? What does who have it? If I give it, do you take it? Like you just like they're
Who's on
not
first. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No, okay. I got you.
You can try and give it to him. Or I can take it. It's up to you.
What happened when you took the other one?
I got it.
I think there's other matters we need to attend that are more than this.
I disagree. If we're walking into that keep, we need to know who we're walking in with.
Then why don't we figure out what all this is?
I'm trying to do that, but you're kind of being loud.
You can.
He's got a point.
give me another investigation check. As
I'm straight up bullshit.
You have no idea.
I'm totally
completely
just watching
staring
this
at it.
exchange.
I'm working on that right now. Yeah, yeah.
If
Here I
you-
go.
If you have
I'm
his
just-
name and he doesn't have his name, but then I give him that one's name, what?
Okay,
how's that
now
gonna
you
go?
know what's going on. She's not. She's being the worst about being subtle about it because she's pointing at you while she references
So I
you.
know what happens now when he takes names, or what anyone does when he takes the names.
Sure.
I'm just gonna just give you one of those just across the jaw and just grill you that in fact you took my name from me. Like, I'm good.
Smack across the face.
That is.
You don't know why. You think that maybe there might be something. They're talking about name taken and stuff like that.
But do I recognize there was a bit of pain like that? I can't.
You've never seen him yeet somebody's name before.
I don't even
Or
recognize
yoink.
any paint or any pain that I've had.
You've never seen him yoink somebody's name. The only person I believe that he has yoinked their name from them is no
It was
Pop.
I mean, Pop,
And then
that's what
I
I meant.
tried to do it to Charlotte.
Okay,
but
so
then we
he
used
was
the
there.
sand. But then we used the sand.
But then we used the sand.
Because he died.
So you've never seen him do this.
Never mind.
Yeah.
And even with your.
Let's
like,
play this. Let's play this
Yeah,
out how
yeah,
it's supposed to play
yeah.
out.
Listen, I kind of sort of took your other name, the name from that place, but I didn't mean it. I didn't understand what I was doing.
Yes,
and that
Stefan Knuckle. We love you, Wolfgren.
would, but now I have it, and I'm happy to give it back. But we're just trying to help the situation.
You should probably give it to me.
Then hold on. Your name is not mine.
No.
And her name is not mine. So shouldn't I be the owner of my name?
Which one would you like? Tell me your name. Go ahead. Tell me which name you want, and I will do everything in my power to make sure you get it. Who are
give
you?
me Grimback.
It's all yours. Your name is Grim.
Do you release it?
Yeah.
Alright.
I said it.
Released.
Just remove that from the thing.
Cool. I think you guys head downstairs to give me my name. Where is she?
Look at you. Huh?
And walk into the room. To this standoff.
I'm the more bestial, big
Should I?
ears and.
No, you are not.
I'm just kidding. I'm really.
You have not been such since he asked Harvey and addressed Harvey, and Harvey did not.
Oh. Oh no. I'm inclined to agree with you.
Thank you for laying that on me.
Dude, how do you think it felt when I couldn't cast anything?
You would feel like you're more bestial and be like,
I was in the wrong place.
Yeah, that's cool.
but you
Oh, yeah.
you still go,
And
Whole
it's just you going,
Something's not right.
You don't say.
Who does Harvey follow?
Where at? I imagine, right? I need a minute.
You've got 50 seconds.
Grim's will be through. Grim's going out into the hall. He's just gonna just collect himself from the hall.
I assume you need time to figure all of this out.
I think we figured out we need to go to the Red Keep.
We need to prepare first.
Oh, good. Okay, so everybody's gonna need their powers back. You're gonna need your arm back. How are we gonna fix this? We just need to go to the Red Keep and fix it.
If we go to the Red Keep and die there, nothing gets fixed.
So what do you propose we do?
An hour. 1 hour to get a few things ready.
Like what?
Somebody get this man an arm.
That would be nice. I have something I have to do.
But it'll only take an hour.
And we put this off for weeks when I was begging you for your help. I'm asking for 1 hour.
What do you need my help with?
Saving Cheshire.
Before
Right,
anyone
that's
does
what we're-
anything,
And now I'm asking for 1 hour.
the writing.
Yes.
It says they need, for the ascension, whatever, they need the gods or aspects of them.
Well,
You have the hat.
They had it
You and the
all.
caterpillar. Harvey and the rabbit, I guess. He's out of the room.
I'm here. I'm in the room.
No,
Harvey.
out of the room.
Grim's out of the room.
I'm just
And
kind of in the
then
hallway, just like.
Cheshire, if you still have that connection.
That wouldn't be me now.
I don't know if it'd be a good idea to launch an assault when you could be ingredients.
Yeah, but let's look at it this way. If we don't, who's gonna?
I'm not saying we don't, I'm just saying plan first so we don't give them what they need.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. First, he needs an arm. So, 1
Agreed.
hour, right?
1 hour.
Cool,
That's
let's
all
go.
I ask.
It's fine. You go handle your thing. I will help you try to figure this out. You figure out what you're gonna do with the names.
I only have one left, and I'm happy to give it to him. I just.
You have his and you have yours. Figure out what you're gonna do with them. Go talk to him. Calm him down. Nixon and I will work on this.
Cool. Once again, the party splits.
Is it a three-way split or a two-way
Okay,
split?
cool. So,
You're outside
You're in the hall,
you
they're in
can
the
come
room,
out.
and we're off on an errand.
Yeah.
ingredients.
I'm upset that it's not spelled like that, alright?
It's all right. With a flash of magic, Mandrake Madigan and Wine in Hand find themselves in the mouth. Not only do they find themselves, but being hyper specific, they find themselves outside of Dimitri's.
Oh, this is gonna go well.
I'm super excited.
Okay.
I made a promise to someone, and I need to handle that in case we don't come back from this.
Understood.
Did Cheshire say anything else?
Red Keep. Shake up the status quo.
Got it.
No, it's actually you go from the outside, you work your way in. It's good.
Yeah. It's good. It's good.
He's dying. We need to hurry.
Okay. Well, then we'll make this quick.
Yeah.
And I go inside.
Are you just leaving him out there? You're specifically saying wine and hand stay here?
Oh no, he can come with me.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah. So I'm gonna go straight to Lawrence.
Oh, welcome back.
Hello.
What am I looking at?
You are looking at a goblin artificer, not necessarily an artificer, an animagus. An animagus is a new class dealing with automatons and the utilization of animal souls with said automatons, and finding uses therein. Yeah. Thank you, Icky. I love you so much. I will take that beer and chug it. Yes. Yes. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
I will cut right to the chase. I have something I need you to do, and I brought plenty of gold for you to do it.
I love all of the words you've just said. They're even better in sequence.
If I understand correctly, you can attach a soul to one of these machines.
Yes, yes, with the right runes and inscribing. It's a lengthy work.
And if that soul were attached to something else, would you be able to transfer it?
Define something else.
A skull, for example.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Can you build this? And I'll hand him a sheet of paper.
Oh. Yes, I suppose I could. To these specifications?
To exactly those specifications.
How much gold do you have?
I will lay down 10,593 gold and 2 platinum bars.
Could you throw in a prosthetic arm with that?
Yes, absolutely.
Could we have the arm today?
Yes, absolutely. He picks up the platinum bar, and are these? This is. Oh God! Don't tell Dimitri. He takes the gold
Don't
and
tell
sort of
Dimitri
piles it into the little bag. Takes the 2 bars of platinum. I will need time. This is heavy
Absolutely.
magic.
One other thing. I need to be sure that nothing can inhabit this body until the time is right.
Code word?
That could work.
All right. What's
Spoken only by me.
all right? Yes. Anything else more complex than that? And I'm going to have to raise the price.
Understandable.
A challenge. He takes the goggles and sort of puts them
Snaps them
and
against his
snaps
face.
them. Ow! God. All right. Yes, a challenge for Laurence Olivier, the greatest animagus.
And if you could deliver it here, and I'll pull out my case.
Yes, of course. Absolutely. Do you want to leave the case here?
I would prefer not to. If I could keep it with me, some kind of a transportation portal or something. I don't know how this
That's
works.
not how magic works.
Okay.
That's not how the Force works. Bring the case back when I finish, and I will send you a sending when it is time to come back.
That works.
Yes.
And keep this between us.
Yes. The 3 of us? He's been here the whole time.
He's a follower. He can be trusted.
He's a follower. Understood. Yes, of course. We'll keep it between us. Discretion. Discretion. Do you have a flavor of prosthetic arm that you would like?
Strawberry.
Oolong, please.
Don't say oolong near me. Very dangerous.
Perhaps a nice chai.
Do you want?
Sausage.
I have just a regular, for aesthetic purposes, I have a mechanical arm that you might receive a tiny bit of function from. I have something I've been tinkering with.
Ooh, what's that one? That one sounds fun.
Do you have any gold left, or is this sort of your it?
How much did I offer you? 10,593.
Mhm.
Yes.
That is all the gold that I have.
He reaches to this table and takes out a small jewel with a chain on it, and he says, "The next thing you kill will be sucked into the jewel. I would like to claim its soul. But for that, I have an arm that I think you will find most appealing."
I'm fine with that.
He gives you the necklace. The next thing that you kill, its soul will be sucked into the gem. He goes, "Here, drink this." And he reaches beside him and pulls out a green vial of liquid. It is a bubbly green liquid, and he puts it down. And as he does, he goes back behind and starts rummaging through old piles and things, and pulls out a potted plant. It looks like a simple bamboo shoot, potted plant with sort of outreaching branches. And he goes, "Drink this."
Drank it.
It tastes like a wheatgrass shot, but like a bubbly like soda wheatgrass shot. As you take this wheatgrass shot, and he takes the bandages off of your arm, brings this plant over, and you feel the liquid coming in, and the arm, the shoots of the plant begin to twist and curl around one another. Until they form what looks to be a rudimentary hand. As he plants this plant, pushes it up against you in full-on Army of Darkness into the stump. And as you do, you look down at your hand, and he goes, "This is soul wood. It is now bonded to you. And check this out." He takes the arm off, unlocks it, puts it down on the ground, and he says, "Now move it around."
You can straight up thing your arm.
I am going to have the gold crawl over to the nearest person.
Wine in hand.
Not him.
Thank
the
you.
nearest person nearby.
Okay, it just walks out of the store. He says, wait.
No, I meant a shopper.
I understand.
Okay.
But, yeah. Are you sure you want to do this in Dimitri's store?
He has been very clear about that. Can we go to the window, please?
He whistles, calls the arm back, and so here's how this works. Once a day, you may remove the arm and send it crawling about the space. To think of this as a more firm mage hand, okay? This cannot attack, it cannot do anything along those lines. However, it's got a very strong lifting capacity. Whereas mage hand is sort of capped,
Right.
this is not capped, okay? You can use it to manipulate objects. Sleight of hand is going to be permanently at disadvantage until you find some other sort of fix to this, okay?
I believe it already was.
Okay.
I think I had slighted
that stays. Okay, that stays. But the soulwood arm can be removed once a day, and then be spent in the space, and then.
I just have to be able to see where it's going.
Army of Darkness.
Okay.
Yeah. You just.
Okay.
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 Cool.
Any idea on timing on
Hmm.
the?
No, this is complex magic. This is nothing I've ever done before. I mean, granted, it puts me in the next echelon of Animagus, and I can't wait for our conference this year. I'll have something to rub in that smug dwarf's face. But give me at least a week, maybe 2. Are we in a bit of a time crunch?
It would be nice.
All right.
But I understand.
I will make this a top priority. Just make the next thing you kill worth it.
They always are. And I'll write a word down on the piece of paper.
Okay.
The code phrase.
And I just sent it to you.
Oh. Lawrence laughs. Okay. Yep. All right. This. Ooh. All right. Done.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Likewise.
Thank you.
It is a pleasure watching you work.
Just wait. You ain't seen nothing yet. And as he says that, a little squirrel automaton will just sort of crawl up on his shoulder, and he goes, "Go fetch. We have work to do." And the squirrel will jump off, and some of the other animals around the shop in mechanical form will begin to go over to the workbench. He flips the sign in front of his stall from open to closed, and then he thinks better of it, takes a little bit of paint, and writes indefinitely, and underlines it across.
Got a heck of a project for this man.
Yeah. Yeah, that is your time spent at the store. You head back after your hour is spent. The two of you, let's actually branch outward one more realm, as Nyx, you and Enwin are just exploring this space and trying to figure out what this could mean.
And unless you want to have a conversation, I'm just going to try and figure out what's going on with it.
I kind of want to talk about what happened.
Then go for it.
What just happened?
I tried to fix the problem with
Yes.
Grim thinking he's Graham, and Zoe still thinking that she's Zoe.
You ripped the name from him.
Did I?
Yes.
All right. I did.
Okay. I guess
The
there's
wrong
not much
one,
more to say on
but
that,
feel slightly bad about it.
So how is Zoe taking names?
I have no idea. If I had to guess, there's a tiny piece of puck inside her.
And it's any name.
I suspect just the ones of his that she gets us to say.
It's less now, if that helps. Now Puck's inside of him.
And
Somehow not comforting.
is it any danger for me to hold on to my own?
I suspect not, as long as you don't give it to her.
Okay.
It might be, but I have no idea. So.
Well, if it turns out that's not the case, I'll be seeing you first.
All right.
And that's about it. Do I
Yep.
have to figure
Yep.
this out?
Anything, anything that you do, anything that you want to check or double check or
I'm gonna check
explore.
the list of gods.
Okay.
Because you named 5 of them. I'm just gonna see if there's any more.
Sure. Yeah, there's quite a few that are listed. They're the standard sort of pantheon of gods there. There is a... So throughout the room, give me another investigation check. You guys have spent an obscene amount of time. You spend the entire hour here. Each of you give me investigation checks at advantage as you now begin to comb the spot for any information.
Nat 20.
21.
21, nat 20. Enwin, you get the idea of going analog in this digital world, and you go over to the pile of furniture and start pulling the furniture away from the wall to see if maybe this was not used to just utilize space, but to figure out different things. You pull the bed from the wall, you pull the dresser from the wall, and as you do, you see some script that is different from the script around the room. As you pull this down, you call Nyx over, and with your 21 investigation, you see the list of the gods that you know of in wonder. The gods like the Jabberwock, the White Knight. However, some of these names are being crossed out. This comprehensive list of the gods, in fact, some of them are being replaced with others, as there is the word Cheshire, and then a red mark through it, and then Anansi. There are other gods that have been crossed out as well. The White Knight is not crossed out, but there is a symbol that goes from the White Knight and points over here to this side, and it says the Seeker. One of them is a list of several gods with circles around them. One is the Poised Dawn. One is the Pan, encircled, and then a couple of money symbols next to it.
Do I see Dormouse anywhere? Or White Rabbit?
Dormouse is on the main list.
White Rabbit as well?
White Rabbit as well.
Okay.
What was your total?
20.
Just 20.
Just 20.
21. I will say with your nat 20 and your 21, the last little bit that I'll give you is near the bottom, written on the floorboard, below this list of God's names, is Enwin, Mandrake, Thoe. Thoe's name is crossed out. Zoe. Zoe's name is crossed out. Thoe. Thoe's name is crossed out. Zoe. That goes on for a little bit, going down. Grim, Wine in Hand, Tweedleday, Nyx, and that's it.
Why am I on here?
Why am I on here? Why are we all on here? If anybody, you and I are the standout here. You don't particularly have a tie to a deity here, I don't think.
I mean, the Indigos, but I don't really see that as a god so much as a group.
Aye. And I'm not tied to Anansi anymore. So.
Tied to Map.
True, but she's not here. Is she?
Make a perception check.
And something behind you. Hello, dear.
Yeah. That is another nat 20.
Wow.
Which is a total of 25.
Who are you looking through?
Oh.
Well.
Is Enwin looking through the space?
Yeah. I mean, I would have used her at some point to do it.
So
because she speaks
with a
abyssal that I don't.
With a nat 20, I wouldn't have asked the question. With something other than a nat 20, I wouldn't have asked the question.
Okay.
Do you scope the room in your eyes, or do you scope it in Ithiel's?
I mean, I would have done both.
Okay. As you scope the room through your eyes, you notice nothing.
Okay.
As you scope the room through Ithiel's eyes, you see at least 17 small golden orbs floating along the ceiling. All different shades and things of that sort, but different golden orbs floating along the top of the ceiling. And Ithiel just sort of scopes out and looks around.
Would I know what those are?
You would know what those are.
So we have a lot of company here. We should probably walk out of this room. Now.
Okay. Gone. Door closes.
Yep.
The orbs do not leave. They do not follow you as you continue to look through Ithiel's eyes. The 17 golden orbs of various shades and make stay in this room. And the last image you see is them beginning to slowly just sort of move about the space. Okay. Good. Perception check. Did not expect you to ask that.
One.
No. I said that was a good perception check. The one you did.
I
was not expecting you to.
I just heard
ask
perception
that.
check. My bad.
No, that's great. Now we go. Click, click, click. Thoe, yeah. Thoe and Grim. Where does this conversation take place?
Well, I was in the hall.
Okay.
So
yeah,
I'm probably just like up against the wall.
I think he's. I don't even think he's that. I think he's slumped. I think he's his
back
back hit the wall. He hit the ground, and he's like counting. He's like shaking and trying to snap out of whatever sort of.
He's probably muttering to himself, like trying to hey buddy, like where you at, Harvey? Like, hey, like.
Give me a. I don't know. What's your connection to Harvey? How would you do it if he wasn't answering?
I mean, as far as my understanding of him, he's always really been there.
Yep.
So, he probably just
Yeah, he's just not answering.
Can I help?
I would.
I'm sorry. I pulled you into it. I
No.
thought it was real, and it felt real. It feels real. I understand.
If this isn't real, and now Harvey's gone, So,
Puck's involved. Puck's a part of it.
is this a game? Am I a pawn in this
If
game
Puck
that
is
you're
involved,
playing?
yes. It's not my game. If Puck is involved, it is probably his game. You were just supposed to see it because it was real, and I was sure
But
it
who
was
brought
real.
me there?
You said his name, and then you were there. You were there that night. I knew you would get to see it. I didn't know you.
Who?
And I thought it was real until Enwin was there, and it was Enwin. It wasn't the other one, and it kind of came crashing down. And I'm so sorry.
So you did this because you wanted to prove something. And now Harvey is gone. And I have no way of getting him back. Because you wanted whatever it was that you needed.
I just wanted to show you. But maybe we can get him back. I mean, I didn't know I would have his name, but it's yours. You can have the name Graham. The name Graham is yours. I give it to you. I don't know if that helps, and I don't know if it will help. And maybe just accepting that you are Grim is enough.
I am Grim. And I'm always gonna be that. But I don't know what's left, what's is real and what is not real, and what is and Harvey's gone, and your game that you're playing is not something that.
We also know that the caterpillar is gone and the Cheshire is gone, and maybe some of this has to do with that and has nothing to do with Puck and the dreams. Maybe it's about us needing to go to the Red Keep to save the gods.
Do you believe this? That this is real?
I didn't until last night.
I don't like that there is a disconnect. That there is a pressure that I don't understand. But there's a reason why we're still here.
You feel Zoe slipping away from you. Do you let it go?
Not completely.
Okay.
I've known you more than all of you, everyone else here. Good, bad, or otherwise, you've been there. Fine. I'm all in. But this better not be a game you're playing. Because I am losing a game that I don't know how to win.
One of the last things I want to do is let go of that place. I was a lot happier there than I was here.
Then if we lose this, then we're going back.
She's right, partner. You don't want to lose this.
This is a voice that
You got this.
with her.
Yeah. We're partners. We see this through to the end.
Well, I know you're at my back. I've gone through enough training to know this.
10-4. Always. Ride hard, die hard.
It's the only way we live.
Ride hard.
And she can't hear this, yeah?
Yeah. Ride hard.
Right hard. He's gonna branch his hand, which is consequently gonna be right to Zoe. Or Thoe.
Yeah. He puts his hand up.
She's gonna bring her real close, but die hard.
Okay.
Best Christmas movie.
Best Christmas movie. Ride Hard, Die Hard. These words echo out as all 6 of you find yourselves together in the same room. By some miraculous channeling of the gods' energy, you find yourselves... Wow. Okay, we have a small demon wreaking havoc. She's stuck in a box. She's stuck in a box. Grab the box.
Stuck in the box. Give me a small fluffy gray demon.
There you go. You find yourselves all waiting inside the waiting room. That it leads to the outside world as all of you make your way to the entrance of the Cheshire Club, about to head back into the fray. You take the portal. You all notice Mandrake has a brand new arm that looks wooden in appearance. But Mandrake, would you gesture to them and wave a little bit to show that you have some semblance of control over it? So this wooden arm, the little shoots and leaves that are coming off of the arm are still there. It looks like it's still growing.
Is that your Woody?
How you feeling?
He's just happy to see you.
No wonder it stands so erect. That's a bad joke.
Wow.
Oh, man.
We've gotten here quickly.
The 6 of you step through a portal, saying your goodbyes to Flint, handling whatever business that you need taken care of. You step through a portal that leads you back to the mouth. As you walk from the mouth into the bustling marketplace, before you looms the Red Keep. It is a giant castle monstrosity that reaches into the sky. It means different things to different people. For the people that live in Wonderland or the Red Kingdom, it's a sign of stability. It's a sign of strength in times of war. For some members of the royal family, it is a sign of their overwhelming strength. It is the sign of a firm hand that holds the wheel steady to lead the people of this kingdom and the continent as a whole towards prosperity, towards order. 52 cards, 4 suits, every card in its place, everyone properly labeled and assembled in a deck precisely where they need to be, with the heart being the true power. This castle looms before you. What would you like to do?
52 cards? That to be 6 serious jokers.
Just one red jack. A group full of heart.
And we know the back way in.
Come in, Cheshire.
That's where we're going to end tonight's episode. It was a bit of an emotional drain. Did not expect this to go the places that it went to tonight, but it certainly did. We've got a new arm. Cheshire is gone, but still alive in those that believe in him and the things that he stands for. Next week, I would highly recommend that throughout the week, you all think of some sort of plan. Into this place, you don't need to share it with me. You can if you want to.
Don't die.
Don't die.
It's a good plan.
Whoa. I second that.
The timetable.
The
timetable for what you have still stands. There is a ceremony taking place in how long?
25 days.
25 days. However, the gods are dying. The gods are leaving. Something is gobbling them up at an alarming pace, and you're all feeling the pinch. Some of you
literally.
Some of you literally.
It's cool. Made a huge sacrifice. Lost it again. Just keep losing arms.
But I keep giving you cool ones.
You do. They keep getting better.
Okay. So.
Alternatively, we just let them all die and we become gods.
Wow.
Hi, Keyleth. How you doing?
Wow. Wow.
Yes. Yes?
I mean,
No,
I'm
no.
down.
Incorrect.
Can I be the god of sausage?
I need everybody to leave the room except for Al.
Oh no.
What?
It's never funny.
no, yeah.
Yep, that's
I
been
do.
fun.
It's
Okay.
been great, guys.
Oh god. All right.
The G's to G's, buddy.
When it comes to, if we're not coming back in, when it comes time to raid, can you just press enter right here?
Sure.
As we go raid.
Okay. All right. I'll be.
I'm gonna just move over
Bye,
here.
everybody. Love
Yeah,
you.
Access it when we're ready.
I'm gonna apologize maybe because I think I might have had some. I'm gonna go now. Bye.
All right, Doc, hit me.
You go through the portal, and you find yourself looking at the Red Keep. All of them have these inspiring words to lift each other up, and Wine in Hand is a welcome addition to the group. Something keeps bothering you in the back of your mind. You don't know what it is. You knew exactly that those were scrying orbs, that there were people looking in at those words that were spoken and written down by some sort of seer. You know that your connection to Puck may have been strengthened when you yanked or yoinked that name out, but you're not quite sure. It could all just be a game or a trick or a play on words. This is deeply personal to you, so that's why I asked everybody to leave. You're staring at the Red Keep. Their eyes are going up, and they're lost in their own thoughts. Your eyes look up, and then look down at the palatial gardens, beautiful red roses, and greenery, including a tree that was not there before. A tree that you recognize. A tree that you are drawn to because of the power inherent in it. And this tree, Enwin, has seeds growing on it. I'm not sharing that with the group. It's yours to share. But your eyes are drawn to it. And you swear that in the quiet moments of your soul, that you can hear tiny voices that no one else seems to register or hear coming from those seeds, calling to you. Okay? That's where we're going to end tonight's episode. Stay tuned for a raid, gang. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight as we told our story. We'll see you all very soon. Indigo Connect. And hey, do you wonder? We'll see you all very, very soon. Click that little button. Perfect. I'm gonna go on.